What are you in the 1% of?
If I shake my head in a certain way, I can give myself an orgasm. Never met anyone who can do that.
Survived flesh-eating bacteria in the bloodstream after sepsis. Most people die within 3 days.
I can stop my hiccups on command.
I'm naturally ambidextrous. Apparently that's something only 1% of people naturally are. I can use both right and left hands ably for any task. For example, I often switch which hand I write with based on how I'm sitting. It's worth noting _natural _ambidexterity is not the same as _learned or acquired _ambidexterity. For example, left-handed people often have to use things designed for right-handed people but otherwise are left-handed.
I'm of the 0.002% of people with osteoporosis. This freaked the poo out of me because when I was diagnosed the first thing the doctor said was, "Wow, I've never seen this in anything but textbooks before." Basically, I have bones growing inside my bones. It's not anything I should be worried about, at least for a while, so that's nice.
I've represented my country in the Paralympic Games.
Not me but my dad. He was born with a backwards heart and didn't find out till his heart attack a few years ago, and it actually saved his life. His doctor later told him that after being a doctor for over 30 years he'd never seen someone with a backwards heart, and that apparently 1% of people on the planet have it.
I am diagnosed with visual snow syndrome. Basically seeing through static. It may not be rare as thought, but I am one of very few people to be formally diagnosed. Edit. 1. No, this isn't normal, and sorry to all the people who found out they had VVS through my stupid Reddit comment lol. 2. Lots of PPL asked how I was diagnosed. I was at an eye specialist for an unrelated reason, and he asked if I had any other concerns. I described my sight to him and he said that's probably VVS. He referred me to a neurologist and she diagnosed me. 3. I don't remember not seeing flickering dots. I've never done psychedelics. I was unaware DG could worsen or cause it. Thanks for the warnings though. Definitely won't be doing psychedelics now, haha. I have a double gene mutation that makes me highly resistant or even immune to the HIV virus.
This guy FS.
Far less than 1% of people make their living creating crossword puzzles. I've also written 5 novels, 3 of which were published.
Not as interesting or cool as others, but I am in the 1% of the population that has no immunity to rubella, even though I've been vaccinated for it several times. Apparently some people's bodies don't take to some vaccinations. Fine with everything else like mumps, measles, etc. It's just the rubella. I've also got type 2 Duane's syndrome in my right eye. Duane's being an uncommon eye condition anyway, right eye being least common to have it, and in type 2 the least common of its type out of the 3 types. Won the Duane's lottery with that one.
I'm that way but with Hep B. Every time I get blood work done they're like, you know you're not immune to hepatitis B, and I'm like, yes, I've had the full series of shots twice now, but we can do it again I guess.
Yes. So annoying. I had my first round of MMR vaccine in high school. Then again 18 months later when I got sick and hospital blood work came back as me not having it. I had, but they wouldn't listen. Aged 19 I had my first child. Same thing during routine blood tests while pregnant, I had to have the MMR again as it showed no immunity to rubella. Had my 4th and final baby last year. I am 31 now. With my 2nd and 3rd kids same thing. By time my 4th rolled around I was ready for the fight of trying to convince them I've defo had my MMR like loads. It was only when I saw a new doctor that he was like, oh yeah, I can totally clear this up for you. And explained it to me. I still had to have it though. I don't even know what rubella is, haha. I know it's included in the UK in the MMR vaccine, and I know what mumps and measles are, but never seen or heard of anyone getting rubella nowadays.
I'm albino.
Snoo checks out.
Cancer survivor. Think that's 5%. I had it 3 effing times.
We always joke that my dad and the devil have been duking it out since his birth. He survived testicular cancer at 16 as part of the human trials for chemotherapy in the 70s, where he was the only survivor. He described it as them pumping an IV full of death into his arm. He was patient number 13 and the only survivor out of his test group in the Midwest. Then survived what should have been a fatal car crash at 18. Survived late-stage bladder cancer at 38. Survived melanoma at 50. Somehow is still surviving while being on the kidney transplant list since 99. Beat another round of skin cancer at 59 and again this past year at 63. He's somehow still alive and kicking. Man just can't be killed.
So apparently my left eye is 32 millimeters. The average size is 21 to 27 millimeters. My eye doctor said it was neat.
So you look like this. O_0.
What about your right eye?
Are both your eyes really big, or do you have one super eye and one regular?
I fell off a 100-foot cliff and landed headfirst on rocks. Broke my neck and back. Smashed up a lot of my body. Had to travel about a mile to find help immediately after the fall. Doctor said I caused more damage by trying to walk for help, but would have bled out if I stayed where I fell. 15 months later, I am powerlifting and ran a half marathon. Should not be alive, much less be able to walk. Edit. How? Camping on a mountain. Found a spot to lay down and observe the stars. Had to pee, stepped into woods, lost my footing. Geronimo. Injuries. Head was scalped. Huge piece of flesh was just hanging off my head. Must have been a sight to the folks whose door I knocked on in the middle of the night for help. Neck was broken and had to wear an immobilizing neck brace for many months 24/7, as they were concerned surgery may cause more damage. Initially I had a loss of sensation in my hands. Multiple vertebrae were broken, one had broken into over a dozen pieces. The neurosurgeon figures it impact my body folded in half, causing that one to essentially explode. I had to have spinal fusion and relearn how to walk after. Multiple ribs broken. Recovery. At first I essentially lived in one of those geriatric chairs that lift you up to stand. I could barely get around with a walker. Sitting on the toilet was the most excruciating thing. At some point it turned into laxative use and stand in the shower. I couldn't bend or care for myself much in any way. Some of my friends think that being a Marine made me tough enough to survive this, but I credit an inherent stubbornness to never give up. I constantly pushed through the pain to get myself to the next level. From walker, to cane, to walking sticks. The neurosurgeon told me the best thing I could do for physical therapy was walk, so boy did I. At first I could barely make it to the end of the block and back, then a quarter mile, then on and on. Every hard effort day required a day or two of sitting in the chair and suffering through the pain. Got off meds the moment that I could stand to. 5 months after the accident I got on a treadmill and tried to run. The impacts were excruciating, but I kept coming back for more and more. At 10 months I was able to race in a 5K on Memorial Day in honor of a fallen veteran. I raced my heart out and was able to run it in less than 30 minutes. I immediately began half marathon training and at 14 months was able to finish at about 2 hours and 40 minutes. Started back to lifting serious weights at about 11 months and here I am in month 16 about to become a member of the 1,000-pound club. Bench press, deadlift, and squat all totaling 1,000 pounds. I still deal with pain regularly and I have a lot of discomfort that makes sleep challenging. I've still got a couple of months until the bones reached 100% of their healing potential. It's been quite a journey. Never give up, my friends.
Everyone is born with a space in the base of your skull. I have an enlarged space. The doctor called it an enlarged cisterna magna *. Having it isn't what makes me part of the 1%, it's the fact that it hasn't caused me any trouble or neurological issues that puts me there. It was only found when I had an MRI for migraines. Edit, totally got the wrong wording. I'm sorry for misleading anyone, that came on the back of flu meds and little sleep. I have stress-induced migraines and hormonal ones too. Nothing to do with the lack of brain function, that just makes me a little dull grin.
I survived childhood cancer. I think just getting it at all is pretty rare.
I'm a totally in the 0.2% of something. People who have a rather nasty reaction to the blood thinner, heparin. Lost half my toes because of how lucky I am.
Heparin sucks, even the other 99.8% hurt like a mofo.
Yeah, having half your foot locked off a month after surviving open heart surgery, dissected aorta, ISNT, the ideal mood lifter, rolling on the floor laughing.
I'm one of only 200 deaf pilots in the world and one of only 4 that are commonly known of in the world with commercial and instrument training. I'm also one of the only deaf people who hold both a pilot's license and a commercial driver's license.
Can you work at commercial airliners? How do you communicate on radio? This is so cool. My dad works on planes for FedEx and now the military, so I've always respected pilots. Hard work.
No, airlines won't touch me with a 10-foot pole. Way too much accommodation and liability involved. I don't personally use the radio. If it's necessary, I'll take a co-pilot along with me to handle the radio.
Guitar Hero. I was a world-ranked player back when it was more popular and won every tournament I ever attended. Edit. For people that are interested, I am XX Bandages XX on Score Hero. I was mainly competitive in GH3. At one point, I was tied for, or held 13 first-place scores on GH3. Many of the scores have been beaten. Also, lots of people are asking about Clone Hero. I have played it, but I just don't have the drive, time, or interest to play it like I used to play GH3.
Trogdor Memorized was fun. Just turn and stare at people while playing it with my back turned. Won a bar tournament head-to-head with the number 2 person. And I turned around and played it without looking at the screen. He should not have let me pick the song.
The Binding of Isaac. As of now, exactly 1% of players have all 637 achievements on Steam.
Typing in my PC. I can type up to 170 WPM sometimes, and in the human benchmark site that's 1%.
170 is more like top 0.1%. That's insane.
I used to practice typing in middle school by trying to type out rap lyrics as they came along. IIRC, the last time I was tested, did it for a transcription job. I was at 162 with 2 mistakes. I was then denied the job because of a lack of experience. I'm one of around 1% of people directly related to Sweden's great King Gustav Vasa, still living. I'm one of 100k people. Link.
Allergies. Gotta catch 'em all. Edit. OMG, I found my people. Some backstory. Allergy hives with stress hives with having a cold for 3 constant years with all the symptoms varying in severity with constant sinus infection till they sometimes bleed for no effing reason. I also have severe depression, anxiety and PTSD, but I somehow cope with it untreated. That worsens my health and immune system in general, so yay. I'm allergic to mold, dust, penicillin, sulfur DG, ants, spiders, pesticides, hay, dust, some spices, the cold, urticaria, and raw tomatoes. And unfortunately it's quite severe. Stress just amplifies them all. I had a bad allergic reaction in May and nearly lost my life. The healthcare system was overflowing with COVID patients, so they took a while to process my case and nearly lost my pulse even after the adrenaline shot. Then a day later it happened again, and on the 3rd day again. My lungs couldn't take it and I had lung failure, so I couldn't breathe without an oxygen mask for 3 weeks and very slowly recovered. I can't afford good health care, so I'm just crossing my fingers for it not to happen again, but I've been feeling extra tired and having a worse allergy. It's really scary. I'm still fairly young, 22, but my Pootie family, that stood in the way of me making money and working for the longest time. Many members of my family are very abusive and are the main reason I have many mental health issues, wouldn't even help me get to a better country to get tested and treated for the constant breathing and allergy problems, even though they can afford it. I live in a third world country and I make $50 a month while studying and learning video game design on my own, so yeah. I hope I make enough money someday to take care of myself and treat my medical issues on my own.
I held a second-place world record for the Mushroom Gorge time trial in Mario Kart Wii for 15 minutes. Edit. Thanks for all the replies. Didn't know this would touch the hearts of many.
Is that the map where you jump on the mushrooms?
Yes, that's the one.
I have a brown eye and a blue one.
What happened to the second blue eye?
That's heterochromia iridum. Only 4 people out of a million have that, meaning you'd share the trait with approx. 0.0004% of the world population. Edit. Typo and a small math error I made. Thank you, kind commenters. Smiley face.
Mirror writing. Writing the same exact thing with my left hand, except backwards and to the left, while I write it normally and with my right hand.
I don't have nipples, so probably that.
Pics or it didn't happen. Skipping the default nonsense, were you born like that or were they removed due to reasons?
I opted to have them removed during gynecomastia surgery. Surgeon thought I was effing nuts but obliged.
I've been in 2 helicopter crashes and 1 plane crash. There is only a small group of people who have survived that many crashes. I'm also not a pilot.
Have you considered alerting fellow passengers and crew when you book a flight?
Asterisk plane starts to go down asterisk. Ooh, I know this one. Follow me, everybody.
Whatever the F you're doing whilst airborne, stop doing it.
Greater than I'm also not a pilot. Explains why you crashed so many times.
I can make my eyes shake, voluntary nystagmus, and I can wiggle my ears. It was a lot more impressive when I was 7.
Hey, me too. Just the eye shake. My dad can too, but I've never met anyone else. A pleasure.
Survival. I fell 25 feet out of a window when I was about 2 years old. I've also been hit by a car that was traveling over 50 miles per hour, 80.4 kilometers per hour. I've had 2 near drownings. I was also held hostage at gunpoint for over 3 hours. All if these things happened before my 14th birthday.
I'd like a word with your parents.
I was born in and live in Finland.
Being deaf. Only 0.22%, roughly 600,000 people, across all age groups in the US are deaf. More than half are over the age of 65. I've been profoundly deaf since birth, so I'm in an even smaller percent than 0.22%. LMAO. Source link.
Performing musicians who can play the complete well-tempered clavier books 1 and 2. The well-tempered clavier is 2 sets of preludes and fugues in all 24 major and minor keys for keyboard by J.S. Bach, BWV 846-893.
Jesus, as an accomplished pianist I cannot. I just cannot, but also I will not.
I had pancreatic cancer last year. Out of 10,000 patients they normally find 100 who have another form of this cancer who kill a little slower, like in 2 years instead of months. I was one of the 100. Out of those, normally 15 can have surgery. I was one of them. Out of those 15, some die and some come back to basically normal life. That's about a 0.07% chance in all. I am still one of them. I should be dead by now. Slightly smiling face.
Nice you're still here.
Being 6 feet 1 as a woman. The weather up here is 39 degrees Fahrenheit with a light breeze.
My eyes are up here. I'm doing my best.
According to my step counter, walking. Not even kidding, I manage a warehouse and walk 10 to 15 miles a day at work. Apparently this is more than 99.3% of users. Turns out the one thing I'm exceptional at is the one thing almost everyone can do. Yay.
This comment was made for your account name. Sadly, there will be many more than 1% of people who have trouble walking.
Only 2% of pregnant women experience 2 miscarriages in a row. Only 1% of women experience 3 miscarriages as a row. I have had 5 miscarriages in a row and I fully hate any type of statistics now. Statistics used to make me feel safe. Now I just know how easy it is to be on the wrong side of them. Edit. Thank you for sharing your support and your stories. I feel for so many of you that also make up the 1%, or less than 1% I guess. Sending all the love and healing your way if you're in this same sucky boat as me.
Eyesight. I have 20/10 vision. Turns out only about 1% of people have better than normal 20/20 vision.
What is it like to have 20/10 vision?
My actual name. My last name is one of the rarest in the country and I am the only person with my name out of the entire population.
XAXC that you?
I fall asleep in 5 to 10 minutes after my head hits the pillow. Mostly around the 5-minute mark.
I'm your opposite. Sometimes 5 hours.
Long time ago, when the Wii was the newest console, there was a free downloadable game there, which was Crystal Defenders, a tower defense game inspired by Final Fantasy. Once you finished the campaign, you could compete in the high score for some of the last level. I placed as high as number 17 worldwide. And no other Canadian was above me. Still proud of that one, lol. Edit for the curious. I played the game for about a year. From what I remember, the high score were reset every month. I regularly placed at around number 25. And I distinctly remember that the top 10 was 90% Japanese and the occasional Americans. I kinda want to get back into it now lol.
This reminds of those phone app quiz games and I was top 5 in NZ for NBA trivia, for about 3 days in 2012. Facts may be fictionalized.
Height. I'm 204 centimeters.
Are you Dutch?
I'm English, which begs the question why I didn't just say 6 feet 8 inches.
Tenor voices. I'm a professional opera singer, and have also performed in a rock band, a state champion collegiate a cappella group, have been on international television as a soloist, was paid to sing High Mass at St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican in front of the cardinals, and was just on stage with Sir Mix-a-Lot. Edit, top 1% * of tenor voices *. Tenors are not the 1% of singers, lol. Were less common than some other voice types, but not *that rare.
Penis size. The bottom 1% that is.
Mine's pretty godawful. I have 2 uteruses. Edit. Lot of people asking why I put up with it till I was around 33. Didn't no because doctors don't listen to women complaining of menstrual issues, is why. The endless pain and bleeding. Suck it up. Take 3 Advil not 2, holla. Starting at age 12, till I lucked into a rare empathetic gynecologist who, since I'd always known I was uninterested in parenting, offered me a minimally invasive, just removes the top of the uterus, the rest of me stayed there, hysterectomy to stop the pain and hemorrhaging. And in doing the surgery, he discovered what no other doctor had cared enough to find. I love that guy. NB in the States, it is rare and usually extraordinarily difficult for a young woman who has not borne children to get a voluntary hysterectomy. Criminal.
Jesus, I don't want the one I have. I hate to ask, but how are your periods?
They lasted months and were so heavy, paralyzingly painful. Hence minimally invasive hysterectomy at the beginning of my 30s. I am deeply grateful to an understanding obgyn.
I gotta be in the top 1% of hairiest bitches in North America, especially if we're looking at Caucasian women only.
I must ask you a question.
I am left-handed, have red hair, and blue eyes. I do not know if that makes me 1%, but it has to be pretty close.
I can fold a fitted sheet.
Burn the witch. Cast the dark magic into the fire.
I'm in the 1% of thickest Boston accents in America, thanks to growing up in Boston.
What did they say? Can someone translate for me?
Radiohead fans in Peru.
I can properly use self-checkout.
Unexpected item in bagging area. Driving until the empty tank signal comes on.
I'm crazy good and efficient at unlocking my front door. Hands full? Raining? Doesn't matter. I'm the 1%.
IDK, I'm pretty decent at unlocking your front door.
Grandmaster in League of Legends, 0.02%. Cool. This results in not having a social life or girlfriend, so don't recommend.
Also results in having to play LOL. Top 1% of people wasting their time and potential.
Thank you for watching. We upload new videos every day, so be sure to come back for more fun. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed the video.